So in this lesson, we're going to be examining the percent of a number. How we're going to do this? We will first of all introduce the percent, or maybe review the percent, just for those who may have forgotten what they are or what a percent is, or those who have not heard of it before. And then I'm going to show you the steps to find the percent of a number, and then usual practice is to go through a few examples using those same steps. So percent simply represents a fraction with a denominator of 100. So 23% is the same as 23 divided by 100. 1.8% is 1.8 divided by 100. It's simply a fraction with a denominator of 100. So now, how do we get the percent of a number? We want to first start by creating a fraction with a denominator of 100 for the number that is to the left of the percent symbol. Okay, then we want to multiply the fraction by the number and then multiply to get the percent value. So let's go ahead and show some examples here. So what is 20% of 50? First of all, I'm going to focus on 20%. That is the same as 20 over 100. And then you multiply by 50. So zeros in the numerator and denominator always cancel out. And that's only if the zero is at the end of the number. If the zero is in the middle of the number, that does not apply. So 0 crosses out here. 0 on this side also crosses out here because you have 2 zeros in the numerator and 2 zeros in the denominator. So you have 2 multiplied by 5 over 1, which is going to give you 10 over 1, which is 10. So 20% of 50 is 10. Next example, what is 120% of 18? 120% means denominator of 100 multiplied by 18. So now I can, remember, if 0 is at the end of the number, you can cross them out. So now we can simplify this fraction, divide both sides, both of them by 2. So you have 6 and you have 5. So now you're left with 6 times 18 divided by 5. There are no common factors in the numerator and denominator. So what we're going to do now is we're going to multiply 18 by 6. 8 multiplied by 6, we have 48. So we're going to write 8 and bring the 4 up here. 1 multiplied by 6, we have 6 plus 4, we have 10. So this is going to give us 108 divided by 5. Here I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to show you how to convert this to a fraction, and I'm going to show you how to convert to a decimal. So let's go ahead and convert this to a fraction. 108 divided by 5. Actually, let's do the long division method here. So 108 divided by 5. So 10 divided by 5, I have 1. 1 multiplied by, so actually we have 2, sorry. So we have 2. 2 multiplied by 5, we have 10. We can subtract and then we bring down the 8. So this is going to give us 0. We bring down the 8. 8 divided by 5, we have one group of 5 in 8. 1 multiplied by 5, we have 5. Put a 0 here as well. 8 minus 5 is 3. So this is also the same as 21 groups of 5 in 108. There's a group of 3 that doesn't have, that is incomplete, and then the denominator is 5. So now let's continue to convert this to a decimal. So now 3 divided by 5, we can't do it, so we're going to put a decimal right here, and that allows us to make this 30. 30 divided by 5, we have 6. 6 times 5, we have 30. And we subtract, we're left with 0 as our remainder. So this is also the same as 21.6. So whichever one you prefer, you can use. Next example, what is 1.3% of 50? So we start with 1.3. The percent means we divide by 100 multiplied by 150. So let's go ahead and cross out the zeros. And then we can do something here, which is 1.3 multiplied by 15. Let's go 15 and 1.3. Let's multiply this out. 5 times 3 is 15, so we write 5 here, and we bring 1 up here. So 1 multiplied by 3 is 3 plus 1, we have 4. And then we are going to the ones place, so we're going to put a 0 in the, we're going to the tens place, so we put a 0 in the ones place. 5 multiplied by 5, we have 5. 1 multiplied by 1, we have 1. Let's put zeros over here and add them up. So we have 5 plus 0, 5, 4 plus 5, 9, 0 plus 1, 1. How many decimals do we have altogether? 1. So I'm going to put the decimal right here. So this is going to give me 19.5 divided by 10. Now when you divide by 10, it means you're moving your decimal to the left. So I'm going to move my decimal to the left right here, which is going to give me 1.95. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to continue here. We divide this by 5. We get 2 here. We divide by 5. We get 3. So now we're left with 1.3 multiplied by 3 over 2. So this is going to give us 3.9 divided by 2. So now let's go ahead and divide 3.9 by 2. So how many? So we're going to ignore the decimal first. So 39 divided by 2. So we have 3 divided by 2. We have 1. 1 multiplied by 2. We have 2. And we subtract. We're left with 1. We bring down our 9. 19 divided by 2. We're going to have only 9 groups. 9 multiplied by 2 is 18. And then we're left with a remainder of 1. So we have to convert to a decimal here. So because we cannot divide 1 by 2, we have 0 groups of 2 in 1. So we are going to, so like I said, we have 0 groups of 2 in 1. So we're going to put our decimal here. And then this allows us to make this a 10. 10 divided by 2, we have 5. 5 multiplied by 2, we have 10. So 10 minus 10 is 0. So here we have 19.5. But don't forget that we started with a 3.9, so we still need to account for that 1 decimal place. So this gives us 1.95. So whichever method you prefer, you're going to get to the same answer regardless. And then final example, what is 14% of $250? So we start with 14% is 14 with a denominator of 100. We multiply by 250. So we're going to cross out our zeros whenever you can do so. So here we can divide both sides by, we can divide numerator and denominator by 2 because they're even numbers. 10 divided by 2, we have 5. 14 divided by 2, we have 7. Now let's look in the numerator here and the denominator. We have 5 and 25. So I can divide 5 by 5, 1, and divide 25 by 5. I get 5. So 7 multiplied by 5 over 1 is going to give us $35. So that's one approach. Another approach is, let's say 14 divided by 100 multiplied by 250. So we cross out again. And then you can just go ahead and multiply 14 by 25 and divide by 10. If you go ahead and do this, you should get 350 divided by 10, and then zeros can cross out again, and you're still left with $35. So however approach, or whichever approach you prefer, will always get you to the answer. Just find one that you're comfortable with and stick to it.